The Holocaust isn't about race.
No.
No, it's not about
maybe
race.
ethnicity.
Well, they
No,
consider
it's
Jews
about
a different race.
But it's not about race. It's not about
Well,
race.
what is it about?
Because it's about man's inhumanity to man. That's what it's about.
But it's about white supremacy. It's
Well,
about
but
going
it's not-
after
it's
Jews
not about
and
ideal race.
gypsies
It's-
and
but these are two
Romas.
white groups of people.
Whoopi Goldberg has been suspended from hosting The View for 2 weeks after she apologized for her comments on air about the Holocaust when she falsely said it was not about race, despite the killing of an estimated 6 million Jews. Joining us now is Holocaust survivor Sami Steigmann. Sami, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. Before I get your reaction to Whoopi Goldberg's comments, you are a survivor of the Holocaust. You were an infant when it happened, spent the early years of your life in a Nazi labor camp. What can you share from your story that's important to remember today?
The life was extremely difficult. In the concentration camps and the labor camps. The labor camps, for practical purposes, you were a slave, okay? And a lot of people died also through attrition, and that was, for instance, beaten to death, worked to death, starved to death. In my particular case, because I was so young and I could not work, every survivor, if you will ask him, how come you're alive today? They will say, luck. My luck was I was never separated from my parents. I was subjected to medical experiments. I will feel those experiments for the rest of my life. And at the same time, I also teach the young people not to stereotype, because a German woman, at the risk of her entire family's life, her life, decided to give me milk when she saw the physical signs that I'm dying of starvation.
Wow.
So life was not easy. Also, people were shot randomly and everything else. So
Sure. Right. And then when we hear these comments about the Holocaust today, and even some comparisons to Nazi Germany and to Hitler and to the Holocaust in general, it can invoke this sort of emotion because they're unfair comparisons or they're false. I know you're a part of the Blue Card. It's a national nonprofit group. It supports more than 3,000 Holocaust survivors. And your group recently wrote a letter which includes Holocaust victims, to Whoopi Goldberg. This follows her suspension and her comments, of course. The letter saying in part, "We are a group of Jewish Holocaust survivors who came from various countries to the United States after enduring the atrocities committed by the Nazi regime during the Holocaust. We have all heard your comments about how the Holocaust was not about race and instead was about man's inhumanity to man. We are deeply hurt by these inaccurate assertions, but nevertheless would like to extend our hands to you so we can offer some insight and can help you during this moment of growth." Sami, you're offering to have a conversation with Whoopi. Why did you do that?
First of all, I don't believe that she should have been suspended. I don't believe in punishment, but I believe in education. And unfortunately, there is a huge lack of education when it comes to Holocaust and genocide. I don't believe that Whoopi is an anti-Semite. I don't believe that she intentionally tried to hurt anybody or something else, but her choice of words are extremely damaging, especially for the next generation. One of the things that's happening today, because of the social media, a lot of the people do not do the research, and they take at face value what somebody like her, that is a celebrity, has a following of millions of people all over the world. They will take everything at face value. At the same time, there are also certain anti-Semites that will use her words and use it against the Jewish people and everything else. The young people, they are not doing the research. They're mostly use slogans. And when they hear something, coming from somebody like Whoopi Goldberg, obviously they will accept it as a fact. As a matter of fact, Joseph Goebbels, the minister of propaganda under Hitler, he said something that we have to remember today. A lie told long enough, becomes truth. And this is what's important. And from my perspective, what we have to do, we have to learn from the past, okay, to be able to see the signs of today that can lead to other tragedies and to know how to prevent them.
Yeah.
People like Whoopi Goldberg, other celebrities, people in power, and I can give an example with people in power that use the wrong words, that perpetuate false narratives. So the education,
Yeah.
okay,
Education.
self-education, self-education, or like, for instance, to come in a panel to talk to them in person and everything else, is extremely important because our future, in my opinion, is the next generation.
Yeah. So
And
well.
we don't teach them the right things, they will perpetuate false narratives, and we want to prevent that.
Well, it's so well said, and you're so right. Look back at the history. Talk to people who have lived through it. They have those personal experiences like you do, Sami, and we appreciate you taking the time. Sami Steigmann.
May I say something? May I say something about
Really quick.
the Blue Card? There are many organizations, okay, that help survivors. I live under the poverty line and I live alone. Blue Card, on the other hand, is the only organization that helped me. Okay, they paid for the computer. They provided me with a life alert. At the same time, okay, a monthly money, for his groceries and everything else. And the interesting part is they did it without me, okay, asking for help. I do not ask for help. I'm one of the very few of them. So it's absolutely a wonderful organization, and I'm extremely honored to be part of their Speakers Bureau.
We've got the website at the bottom of the screen. Encourage everyone to check it out. Sami, thank you so much for joining us today.
And thank you
Thanks.
for inviting me. I'm
You're
very honored.
welcome. Thank you.